911 here. Hello, beautiful people and patriots around the world. Today, it's part 2 of African American for Trump. We can do a lot of he says, she says, the media says, but actions speak louder than words. And guess what put action into motion when it comes to the president? It's executive orders. Listen. The thumbnail of this video speaks for itself, okay? The Congress couldn't get along. Democrats, Republicans couldn't make a decision. And so he said, I'm just gonna do it myself. Congressmen and women, you're fired. And Trump, you're hired for a second term. 4 more years. You can say it's the continuation of the Corona relief benefits, which has gone through over the world. I mean, everybody has their own, coronavirus reliefs, but no more payroll tax, no more income tax to pay for anybody that has a salary under $100,000 a year, okay? No eviction, no foreclosure, reduction of medication price, prescription drugs, okay? Next, he extended unemployment benefits. Student loans repayment are on hold, okay? They've been on hold and with no interest. 401k are protected, okay? So we all getting this benefit till the end of the year, but he said it's going to go permanent if he wins the election. Not only it will be permanent, but it will be, global around the world. Executive order that I like is when he recognized historically black colleges and universities. HBCUs is getting permanently federal funding for $255 million annually, okay? Annually. This next executive order is about school choice, because before it was assigned to where you used to live. And when you're from the hood, those schools are low budget for the most part, which means they do not have maybe good equipment, computers, activities to keep the kids or the student motivated. What ends up happening is a high school dropout. And for those who stay at school, by the time they get to university or college, they have to play catch up. They're usually way behind. So they have to work twice as hard. From his words, no African American should be trapped in a failing school. Next, the First Step Act. He said African American gets unfair sentencing. You usually get quicker, faster, heavier sentence, okay? And so this give a chance to the nonviolent criminal to not only have the sentence reduced, but on top of that, again, they're gonna be using HBCUs to train and provide the skills that those people need. And a few companies have already committed to give jobs to those ex-prisoners. He started a campaign to revitalize community opportunity zone. 9,000 of them. and that's where actually HBCUs are located. So that means more jobs in those areas, more businesses. The USMCA new trade deal. Now, the USMCA stands for United States, Mexico, and Canada. So that's the new trade deal. It replaced NAFTA. NAFTA deal was horrible. That's what exported all your jobs overseas. Basically made the corporation richer and richer, and then make us poorer and poorer. Because you know, the salary they have to pay in third world countries is very, very little. Also, I think it leads to a lot of exploitation, because a lot of the third world countries, unfortunately, do not have the same rules and regulation to protect workers. It will create 176,000 jobs and 28,000 manufacturing jobs, increase agriculture and food export. The president of Mexico was here, by the way. So they want to make sure that all those workers get a decent salary, and also that the work conditions are decent as well for everybody. Next, the Martin Luther King National Historical Act. Trump made it official. His house, his tomb, his church all become a national historical park. Next, the MMA. MMA stands for Music Modernization Act. Musician, like most people don't buy their CDs anymore. We streaming, we download music. And they want to make sure they all get a decent salary. Whether they're a songwriter or a musician, that opportunity, of course, he invited a lot of artists. He put a ban on late-term abortion. Listen, I didn't even know that here in America you could go into a Planned Parenthood and abort an almost full-term baby. That's whack. You are putting your life in danger. If you kept your baby, let's say 6 or 7 months in your belly, why not just give birth? Give the baby for adoption. At least you make money, but you give a baby a chance to live. Now, Planned Parenthood is being accused of selling baby parts, baby blood, baby cells. It's horrible. Planned Parenthood was founded by Margaret Sanger, a racist eugenist. Her plan was to put the Planned Parenthood in a hood so that more black people can kill their babies. That was the whole purpose. Instead of defunding the popo, you need to defund Planned Parenthood. Because guess what? If I have fibroids, anything that you want to remove surgically costs a lot of money. Yeah, you can go and abort an almost full-term baby for free. That does not make any sense. But that's because they're a funded organization. If the state decided that they wanted to defund Planned Parenthood, they can get a permit from Trump. Now, understand that sometimes you might consider abortion, but it shouldn't be that easy. Listen, the feminist movement is out of control. I have my rights and they want their rights. But he said that baby is a human being too, and he got rights too. but he don't got a voice, and I'm going to be the voice for that baby. Minor abort, and they don't need the parent's signature. Anything wrong can still happen. You could still die aborting the baby. The good thing also that he came up with is family leave. That means that you get paid to stay at home with your baby for a certain amount of time before going back to work. Daddy is going to stay with mommy to take care of the new baby. How sweet is this? Next, the Ashanti Alert Law. The alert was created because Ashanti, a young black woman, had disappeared. She was kidnapped, but she was too old for the Amber Alert, and she was too young for the Silver Alert. He created the Missing American Indian Task Force, and that's for the Native American and the Alaskan Native, because they were being kidnapped as well. I didn't know about that. So to me, I think what's happening is, and they're kidnapping, I think, ethnic women because they have O blood, which is a blood that's a match for organs harvesting. They started Operation Lady Justice. For you black people that are expert into Kemetic science, ancient Egyptian science, Lady Justice, it's my art. My art is finally being restored. Let's talk about the wall. Okay. The wall, listen, Bush wanted the wall, Clinton wanted the wall, Obama wanted the wall, but all of a sudden, when Trump wants the wall, he's a racist. One word, Contraland. You need to watch that movie. I mean, it's a documentary. They're kidnapping people in Mexico or Central America or wherever, and then cross the border with them. And then they kidnap people over here, cross the border with them. It's like, it's a mess. How are you going to find who? The police over there, the police over here. And it's a lot of, again, children transaction, human slavery. I mean, it's a lot of things going on in that border. In that documentary, you see the border. It was just open, It was easy to cross and walk. So it's not just Mexican entering, because everybody was taking advantage. So people will come from many other countries. They will come there, Mexico, and cross the border to enter here. I was like, yeah, we need that wall. And if you see it, you're gonna put that wall ASAP, like yesterday. When he said bad people and gang, he means MS-13. He announced the National Prayer Breakfast at the White House. So they're doing this annually.
Greater responsibility. You now share the obligation to teach our values to others, to help newcomers assimilate to our way of life, and uplift America by living